What up, everybody? We are out here in the middle of a field and we're living the dream. Hey guys, I'm pretty happy with all the comments and likes on my last video, so I thought, hey, I gotta give you guys a little update on my whole real estate shtick. So since my last video, I have passed the whole course and I've officially started part-time in the real estate world. So that was since last week, really. So someone asked a pretty good question, which was, how did you find a job with an agency? And I thought that was a pretty good question to answer. I think it's important to remember that as a real estate salesperson, you're actually essentially self-employed. And all that the agency does is give you a sort of framework to be able to do your work. That's how it goes in New Zealand anyway. So yes, at the end of the day, officially, an agency has to give you a job, but really you're on your own. So how I found my particular agency was I found an advertisement on Facebook, which actually got my mind thinking, hey, maybe I could do this whole real estate thing. And I ended up just calling the guy straight up on the phone, and I asked him like 1,000 questions. I basically wrote down every question I could think of, like, are you gonna pay me? What are you gonna help me with? What's it like to be a real estate agent? Aren't there too many real estate agents? What are you gonna do for me? I wanted him to just be straight up with me, because I think it's important to remember that you're essentially interviewing the agency, and the agencies, I noticed, will try to do some sort of psychological twist on you and make you think that you're actually interviewing for them. That's not true. I mean, if you just think about it logically, they don't pay you anything unless you're, applying to work in administration or something. But if you're working as a real estate salesperson, you only get paid when you sell a house. Sorry about the wind. It is freaking windy here in Hamilton. I'm gonna go back to the trees. I kind of wander aimlessly when I'm talking. I don't know why I do that. So yeah, that's the most important thing to remember. You are interviewing them. So this particular agency, I just rang them. I asked every single person that number that they basically provided me. I asked for people who had recently joined. I wanted to know like what their opinion was on working in real estate. And luckily for me, there was a younger guy. I'm getting out of the wind. There was a younger guy who had just started, and I had a really good conversation with him, and he kind of, I wouldn't say he convinced me, but he kind of confirmed what I thought. Like, it's difficult. You're not going to get any money for, the first 3 or 4 months. Even if you're lucky, that's how long a transaction can take to go through. Which is why I opted to actually keep my part-time job. So every week I still work 20 hours for a government agency. And I'm very lucky that I'm able to work, basically set my own schedule so I can schedule things around the real estate. Summarize, every agency in the world wants as many salespeople as possible, because every time you sell a house, you make them money. And every time you sell a house, you make yourself money as well. So it's up to you to find the agency that you click with best. Now, in a very rare occasion, the agency might say, we're too full or something, whatever that means. Don't worry about that. Just go to the next one. Just nearly dropped my phone there. So just find one that you click with. That's all it is. Sometimes you see ads for them, but really you probably know the agencies around. You probably know the ones that you're kind of thinking of joining. Just hit them up, ring them, walk in there, go to their website. There's heaps of ways to get in touch with them. And I would highly recommend that you write down as many questions as you can think of on a piece of paper, everything that you want to know, and make sure that you get confirmation from multiple sources inside of the agency whether the things that they claim they can provide for you, they can actually do. That's the most important thing. So that's how you find a job in a real estate agency in New Zealand. So I found an agency that was way smaller, but there was one guy in the city, in Hamilton here, who I could just kind of shadow. I asked him that in the interview. I said, can I shadow you? Can I do open homes for you? Can I call you whenever I have a question? And he was like, yes, 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 yes. And I've hanged out with him quite a few times now. And he seems like an upstanding guy. So I joined them, and I'm basically going to start off kind of being a sort of assistant, kind of helping him, which is a good way to get into the business, I think. Also, another important factor for me for joining this agency was that they are quite informal. I can wear whatever I want, really. And all they have is a meeting on a Wednesday, which is through Skype. So that's so chill. And other than that, I'm basically a free bird. So throughout the week, I can just work my job and then think about real estate when I'm not working my other job. And I'm sure that if I had joined Lodge or something, that they would have objected to that and said, oh, well, you know, you're not 100% committed. And I would say to them, yes, but if I quit this job and I don't sell anything, then I'm going to lose my house, and I'm going to lose this, and I'm going to have to move in back into my mom's basement. Hey, nothing wrong with my mom's basement, but I'd rather be living in my little flat, if I'm honest. So that is what to remember when you're applying to work in real estate. You're the boss. You make the decisions. And that's how it works in New Zealand. I think I should clarify that right now I'm still actually waiting for my certificate to come through from the Open Polytechnic. I've been waiting quite a while. So I'm not officially a licensed salesperson. I'm still waiting for the certificate to come, then I can apply for my license. But in the meantime, this agency has basically taken me in like I'm already a salesperson. And I've just been shadowing the guy. I haven't tried to get any listings or anything. I'm just learning. For example, tomorrow I'm going to go with him and sit in on an agency agreement meeting, which will be sitting down with some people who are thinking about selling their house, and they've basically decided to sign with this agency, and we'll go there and figure out what sort of terms, on what sort of terms they want their agreement, and how much the commission would be if we sold their house, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to be sitting in the meeting and kind of hanging out. So that's going to be cool. But that's the sort of thing I'm doing at the moment, just starting out like a newbie. And yeah, I mean, overall the exam was super easy. I'd studied for 2 weeks straight for the in-person exam, which is the last assignment in the course, in the real estate course. And it ended up being a bit of a letdown because right at the start, the lady was like, hey, I can tell that you studied a lot, so I'm just gonna fly through this and we'll get through it as quick as possible because I know that you know everything. And I was like, well, what was the point of learning everything? But I guess it maybe helped and it worked in my favor. But if you guys want some more information about how to prepare for the final exam and to come across, I guess, how I ended up doing it, which was pretty good, I'll make a video about that. But I really appreciate all the likes and the comments underneath the video. So if you guys have any more questions, please let me know. Peace out.